Hi, welcome to this channel. My name is Aparna Pednekar. I'm a journalist, gemologist and jewelry designer here at Swapnanjali Jewellery Studio. Are you engaged, going to be engaged, going to be married, or simply somebody looking for a custom-made ring? If so, this video is just for you, because in this video I'm going to talk about one of the most romantic engagement ring trends, a vintage trend that you can recreate to stand out amongst a sea of diamond solitaires. So for reference, you need a little bit of a teeny weeny history lesson, and I promise not to go on and on because history is my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects. For this trend, to understand this trend better, you need to travel back to the Victorian era, which was a couple of centuries ago. Specifically, it spanned the period of 1873 to 1901 and marked the reign of Britain's second longest reigning monarch, which was of course Queen Victoria. This era came hot on the heels of the Industrial Revolution, which is why it was known as the golden period of technology, of societal change, of political change, and of course of fashion too. This was also the time when sewing machines were mass produced, so fashion really saw a radical change. Along with clothing, jewelry also did. Now, being a fairly longish period, the Victorian era itself was divided into three periods: the Romantic period, the Grand period, and the Aesthetic period. For our purposes, for our inspiration, we'll stick to the Romantic period, which was when Queen Victoria married Prince Albert. They were passionately in love, and their marriage caused a public frenzy. Their romance and their passion for each other inspired the public, which was enveloped in rose tinted romance itself. Now, the Victorians were very polite, they were very shy, they were very prudish people. So, they loved secret messages or coded messages. They were the ones, the Victorians were the ones to invent stamp language. Whenever they sent letters, the stamp was placed at a certain angle, which meant something very specific, along with other accoutrements that came with it, like dried flowers or whatever you wrote next to it. The Victorians were also inventors of this wonderful subject called floriology, which means if somebody sent you a bouquet of flowers at that time, if somebody sends you a bouquet today, you'll be like, yeah, lovely, thank you, just keep it there. But if they sent you a bouquet at that time, you would rush inside immediately and check your flower dictionary, because a lot of flower dictionaries were printed at that time, believe it or not. They were published and printed. Some of them even exist today. I will try and give you a link to some. Which and why were they done? Because flowers were arranged very meaningfully to give out a coded message that couldn't be said in public, or they were just too shy to say it in public. So if a man wanted to invite you for a dance at the next ball, he may have sent you a bunch of ivy geraniums. And if you were a lady and you wanted to politely decline, always politely, because remember, we were Victorians, you would probably send back a bouquet of striped carnations. So for such shy people who enjoyed, shy and prudish people who enjoyed secret messaging and coded messages, their rings probably weren't boring, right? Right. And this genius trend was, ta-da, acrostic rings. Now, acrostic rings, like all genius things, was disarmingly simple. This was a way of sending a coded message to somebody you love. Obviously, you had to know the basics of gemstones. You had to know the names of gemstones. Otherwise, you couldn't decode the message in this ring. Now, the method was that the engagement ring was this band of gemstones in which the initial, the first letter of each gemstone spelled out a word in the entire ring. Take this as an example. You take the L from lapis lazuli, you take the O from opal, you take the V from verdite, which is green amethyst, and you take the E from emerald, which makes love. I think it was an absolutely brilliant, creative way of conveying your love or conveying your message to your beloved. Typically, acrostic rings had the name of the groom, the name of the bride, or terms of endearment like dearest, darling, adore, or love. If you want to make an acrostic ring in today's age, you can go all out because it's really creative. All you need to do is know the names of the gemstones and hope that your fiance or the person you are sending the ring to also knows them, which is why it is this secret code between you which makes it so much fun. Now I've got three examples that you can do. It needn't necessarily be between lovers. You can interpret it any way you want. The first one is this. Obviously, acrostic rings don't have to be only in English. You can do them in Hindi, you can do them in Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, whatever. This one says pyar in Hindi. There is another one that says goat. You could give it to a friend. And I've purposely used shapes of different sizes so that it makes it interesting and it keeps the fun more fun. The third one is peace, which starts with a beautiful pearl, emerald, amethyst or aquamarine. I don't remember what I've put, a citrine and an emerald. You could give this to your partner as an indication that you'll start your marriage with peace, and hopefully the peace will continue throughout the marriage. You could just do anything you want. It's such a creative way to express yourself, to express your feelings. You could, for all you know, write idiot in a ring. That would be quite easy. Idiot, I would be iolite, D would be diamond, I would be iolite again, EDO. O would be opal, and T would be turquoise. There's just no end to the fun that you can have, the creativity you can have, and the expressiveness that you can have with acrostic rings. If you're looking for an acrostic ring for yourself, do get in touch with me either on our Instagram page or here. And if you've liked this video, do subscribe to the channel, do like the video, and please share it with your friends who enjoy jewelry. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.